Hi, I'm Nika Jędrzejski. I'm a 23-year-old producer and DJ from Austria, Argentina, and the US, and this is my story.
It all started when I was like 15, went to a friend's place, and instead of playing video games, we decided to download FL Studio. That day, I completely fell in love with music production, and it's really the start of everything I have right now. It was around 11th grade when I found out about dropshipping. I learned how to use meta ads, I learned how to build websites, how to build a brand more or less. I was making music for fun, but I really didn't think it was a career worth pursuing. And that moment, 11th, 12th grade, everyone's thinking about what do I study, what do I want to do later on in life. I thought it was going to be e-commerce and digital business. It was after 12th grade when I had my graduation trip with all my friends and we went to this Greek island, Mykonos, where I really discovered my love for house music. The best time of my life. Every club, bar, restaurant there was playing house music. When I came back, decided from now on, I'll make house music. I worked on my first real EP. I released 4 songs and I decided to put some money behind it. The money I had saved up from my civil service. From the very beginning, I saw pretty good results. That was really the moment that changed the direction of my goals and what I wanted to do. I realized that, hey, if I just continue releasing and I continue promoting my songs, I could potentially end up being able to live off it. During that time, I was still living at my parents' place. My best friend since kindergarten, Philip, would come over to my place literally every single day. When we realized that with the marketing, there's really potential behind it, he also figured, hey, what if I give this a shot myself? Name Paco kind of originated there. He really had his own ear and his own taste. So we both decided, hey, let's do this for real. Doing the same thing, releasing music consistently, all independently. I had one song that I released and it did really well. 2 weeks in, I had a record label reach out to me. They were supposedly the biggest electronic music label from Italy, and they promised me all kinds of gigs in Italy and the same music promotion as David Guetta and radio promotion and all these things that labels love to talk about. And I didn't know any better, so I was like, all right, let's give it a shot. La, la, la. Fast forward 8 months, the song that I signed to them still had nothing. I realized, hey, this is still a good song. Let me put some money again behind it. There was no financial incentive. I already gave up 85% of all the master royalties off that track. Pretty much the day I started putting money into the track again and promoting it with my Instagram ads, it started taking off and doing really, really well. And I even told them, like, hey, I started promoting again, it's doing really well. Maybe now you can finally do something and put some effort into the track. Instead of saying, yeah, great job for promoting it, they actually took the credit for themselves and said, like, yeah, we are actually promoting it and we're doing this and this and that. I was already okay. I'll continue my own thing. I decided to release my first album. For 4 months, I did nothing but work on this album. Mixing, mastering, being a complete perfectionist about everything. When I released my first album, Coastline Groove, had an amazing reception. All the money I had saved up, I put in there because that was my baby. I worked so long on these tracks. I had the confidence to put that money in and it was going well. People were enjoying it. That summer, I took a trip with my little brother to New York to visit my uncle. And I still remember that day like it was yesterday. Me and my brother were sitting in Central Park. I'm thinking life is great. And until I get a DM on Instagram like, hey man, I can't find your album anywhere. Is something wrong? Like, where is it? I'm like, what do you mean you can't find it? Like, go on Spotify, trying to send the link. And yeah, I couldn't find it either. That's weird. Like, how come my album is gone? And an hour later, I get an email saying that I got a copyright strike. It got taken down everywhere. It got basically deleted off the internet. I'm like, what is going on? I do some more digging and I find out that the person who sent the copyright strike was actually the owner of the record label that I signed my song to 9 months ago. So I write them like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Why is my album down? And they responded, yeah, you're not allowed to release any music under your name, Gent. You always have to come to us for permission first. We didn't approve of your album, and so we took it down. I was speechless. I honestly didn't know what to do. The label believed so, even though none of the contract said anything of it. And that label then started to only respond with their Italian lawyer in Italian. And I spent every last cent I had. It was devastating, honestly. Like, I honestly thought I might not ever be able to release music under my name Gent anymore. And Gent is an abbreviation of my last name, Jędrzejski. Like, that's my name. And I already built my music in my catalog for over a year and made the decision for myself, like, never again. I think it was April, when things started picking up. More event managers started approaching me, and pretty quickly after that I landed my first residency at one of these clubs. And we were also still in need of some more money because we wanted to promote our music and we still had to pay rent. And at that time we were literally eating ramen noodles and pasta every single day. The money we got there was pretty decent, and so we took every single gig we got, even anniversaries and weddings, corporate events, which now we wouldn't necessarily do anymore, but it really gave us such a great experience of playing in front of all kinds of different crowds. We were DJing 3, maybe 4 times a week. Started us DJing together, but at some point we got so many gigs that we had to separate and do our own thing. I was chronically hungover, 6-7 hours every single night. Yeah, we were playing house music, but not really. We were basically forced just to play Katy Perry remixes and ABBA, which is fun, but if you do it 4 times a week, it was good, but we realized that if we continue doing this for the next 5 years, we really won't grow as international DJs. Like, we could be doing this for the next 10 years and not really be able to leave Vienna. 2024 came. That's really the year that completely changed my life. The year started with me being booked in Kitzbühel, which is like kind of a high-end skiing area. And I was booked for New Year's in the best club there. There with the train, played for 7 hours, and at 7-8 a.m. in the morning took the train back to Vienna with a stack of cash like this, feeling like, alright, this year is gonna be my year. One of the tracks that I released actually still at the end of 2023, called In the Dark, started picking up, and it started picking up big time, so going up and up and up and up and up, to the point where I was really making a good living of it. And yeah, summer came around and it ended up being the craziest summer of my life. The manager of Fisher reaches out to me asking if I would like to come to a show, which is like fucking crazy. It was like a fever dream. I was in the backstage areas, in the green room areas. I got to meet Fisher, I got to talk to him, as well as all kinds of other artists and managers, and I couldn't believe it. After the summer, me and Philip organized our first pop-up show in New York, which is also a crazy experience because we never made our own event. That ended up being a complete blast as well. Really like the first step of many of what we're doing now with Mosaic, which is creating our own events in different countries. In the fall, we went to ADE, where all producers, DJs, managers, event managers, like all come to Amsterdam. A bit later on, I saw that my song In the Dark hit 50 million streams, which was the next mind-blowing moment. The year continued going extremely well. I went to our first Mosaic event in Barcelona on a rooftop, also incredible. I bought the lights, I learned how to program them. We got lamps and plants and everything onto that rooftop, and it went really, really well. And yeah, the year ended with us doing the second Mosaic event in Marrakesh, which was a whole story by itself, and it's gonna be a video as well. Everything from now will be chronologically ordered in real time. I'm gonna bring you along so you get to experience all these things as they happen.